Hello, my beautiful friends. Yesterday, Sony had a State of Play presentation, and I was able to stream it, and I have to say it was a particularly fun stream. We watched the State of Play, and we tried to talk about it, but then pretty quickly, things just kind of went off course, and it kind of just became a long, really chill stream. I don't know, just if any of you listening to this right now were there, I really had a great time. I don't know. Got to do more streams like that. Just 100% chill. I don't know. Just kind of whatever streams. I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm still kind of like glowing. I'm like after glowing from just how nice it was. I don't know. So thank you for everyone who tuned in. And if you missed it, the VOD is on Arlo Plays right now. But as for the State of Play itself, let's talk about it a little bit. I'm just going to go over the personal highlights for me. It started off with Monster Hunter Wilds, which is always it's just a gimme for Sony. It's just free, like Capcom. They'll carry any presentation. You throw a new Monster Hunter trailer into any old presentation, and you have now upped its quality by like 40% or something. At this point, I don't even have anything to say about the game. It just looks great. Every time they give me a new trailer showing new stuff, I'm just like, all right, yeah, looks great. I can't wait to play it. Oh, in just a few weeks now, too. That's exciting. Then we had the full reveal for Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. Again, another just gimme. Another gimme for Sony. It's not even their game, but like here it is. It's a full reveal of this game we're excited for. There you go. Makes presentation better. Looks cool. I don't know. It looks really cool. I didn't play a lot of Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed, but I really, really liked what I played, and I really liked what the game was going for. I mean, really, they're like if Nintendo won't do Diddy Kong Racing again, with all like the different types of cars, then we're gonna do it. And that's one reason that game, it works so well, and why this looks really good. All of the different terrains, I think it's really cool. The Cross Worlds idea. They're using the rings as portals. I really love. At one point, you can see them like choosing between a level, and there's like question mark. I guess that means random level or something like that. The very idea of taking a portal in the middle of a stage and it taking you to a completely different track. It's a very cool idea. And I don't know exactly how that works. If you're racing with other people, is each individual person choosing? Are they all going in their different tracks and then like reconvening? Or is it like the first person there gets to choose? I don't know how it works. But I think it's cool, and I want to say Sega was talking about the idea of bringing in other, like, Sega Universe people, because it's Cross Worlds. Now it's multiple dimensions. I don't know. It's perfect. It looks like a recipe for a heck of a good racing game, and I am excited to play it. I'm not, like, huge on racing games, but I don't know. This one has my attention. I would love to at least try it out. I love what it's going for. Then we had a reveal for Digimon Story Time Stranger, and I'm not super into Digimon. I do not anticipate that I will be playing this game. However, I really, really loved the reaction in chat when I was streaming it. There a bunch of because apparently it's been like 7 or 8 years or something since the last game. So like for a lot of people, this is a really, really big deal, and it was just delightful to see so many people just so out of their minds excited for it. So that was a whole lot of fun. Another reason it's like really great to stream this kind of stuff, because like even if something isn't for me, just seeing that reaction live with other people, we all get to kind of pool together our hype, kind of sharing the excitement. Super cool. Then we had a trailer for a game called Lost Soul Aside, and I am still trying to decide if it's the kind of game that I'm into. But even if it is not, I really appreciate the trailer. This game has a lot going for it. I don't know, there's just like every shot, there's like a different thing, a different kind of gameplay, a different just scenario, and there are a lot of like really, really big creatures or robots or something. There seem to be a lot of, I don't know, it's just a very stylish and interesting looking game. It seems very ambitious. It seems very high quality. It looks really cool. Then they talked about Like a Dragon DLC for Dave the Diver. And I just want to say, I have absolutely nothing against Dave the Diver. I just like, why does this game get so much crossover? I don't really quite get it. I know it's a pretty popular game. I don't know, like something like Balatro or something. It's like so big at the moment that it's, you know, it's got a whole bunch of stuff, or Among Us or whatever, but like, I don't know anyone who plays it. I don't quite get why it gets so much attention. And I know it's like, oh, it's not actually indie. It just looks, I know that, but like even beyond that, it's just like, it's a game that will just never go away. It'll just never stop. I don't really, like, is there that much of a market for crossover Dave the Diver DLC? I don't know. Again, I'm not against it or anything. There's no problem at all. If there is a market for it, then sure. Every time I see it, I'm just a little surprised. But anyway, then there was a trailer for Directive 8020, which is a Dark Pictures game by the same studio who did the Quarry and Until Dawn. I've not played any of those games. I've not played either of those two games. There's a lot of different Dark Pictures games, and that's the funny thing is I want to play these games. I really like what they're doing. They're all like very like cinematic, story heavy. You know, it's less about like gameplay and more, you know, choices and whatnot. Just, yeah, very like story based. And yeah, I want to play them. I have Until Dawn. I've had it for a number of years now. I just haven't played it. Point is though, I don't know when I'll get around to playing Directive 8020, but I like what I see. Trailer's cool. Visuals, graphics look really good. Animation is good. Acting looks pretty good. The concept seems to just be the thing, essentially, you know. Alien organism, is it like replacing people and imitating them? I don't know. It's something scary, and I don't know. Trailer looks really good. I really like what I see. I would like to play this game. I hope that I can. Ooh, then one of my biggest highlights from it was either Summer Game Fest or the Game Awards. I can't remember which one, but the Midnight Walk is like spooky, weirdo horror where the assets were all or largely created with like actual clay sculptures, and it's like a claymation thing, and I'm super about that. I love that. The game looks super good. I can't even give the trailer like a second look to like recall my feelings to tell. I don't even want to. I don't want to look at it. I just want to play it. Yeah, that is one of the games right now that I'm looking forward to the absolute most. It just looks so good. It looks so weird, really, really eerie, really stylish. Love the whole clay look. I love everything about it. I'm so stoked to play it. Then Darwin's Paradox. It's you know, I love I don't know, is there even like a genre name? I feel like people understand that this is a genre of game. Whenever you see something like this, it's always like, oh, it's like you know, it's like Inside. It's an Inside like. It's like Limbo. It's basically just like, it's a platformer. You could call it a platformer, but it's like a cinematic platformer. You know, maybe you have like a couple small abilities or mechanics, but it's mostly about the scenarios that you're moving through. It's usually like one consistent, you know, like a seamless experience all the way through. It's all about the weird places and scenarios. There's usually a cinematic element. I don't really know. Again, I don't know if there is a name for it. Cinematic platformer, kind of something like, maybe not cinematic, whatever. Point is though, this is one of those games, but you're a little octopus. And it's really cute. And there's even some cool mechanics. You're like shooting ink and stuff. You've got like camouflage mode, kind of, I don't know, Octodad meets Inside, basically. Something like that. I don't know, but I haven't heard of it before now, and it looks really good. Then Warriors Abyss. All I have to say about that, you know, I'm not super into Warriors games. I've played a couple, played like the Zelda ones, and you know, they're fun. But doing a Warriors roguelike, that makes all the sense in the world. Just like, it's almost kind of like, what took you so long? It's just perfect. You know, the whole Warriors thing is it's repetitive, and there are a lot of enemies, and that's kind of the thing. It's about leveling up your characters and all that. So yeah, make a roguelike. It's literally just perfect. It's a match made in heaven. Then Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny. I did not play the game. I've never played an Onimusha game. I don't really have plans to play an Onimusha game, but this is a remaster of a PS2 game, and all I want to say about it is I love the way it looks. I love it so much. The pre-rendered background. Apparently this was originally going to be a Resident Evil game. I did not know that. That's a piece of trivia I did not have And now I have it, and that's exactly why it looks so good. I am just such a sucker for that old style of pre-rendered backgrounds. And then I really love, it's almost like a trend now of like games where they take an old game and they remaster it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? Like, they could do so much more to make it look so much more modern, but instead you're kind of sticking with the original style in a way that someone could argue is cheap. You know what I mean? They could argue that, like, oh, but you could have done so much more. You barely did anything to it. All you did was you took the original texture and you up-resed it, or just something like that. Like, whatever the case. But, like, for me, I'm just like, no, that's what I want, though. That, you know, I mean, every case is different, especially with remasters and remakes. But, like, those old graphics, they're so charming, you know? It's kind of like Dark Souls remastered. Kind of like how... I know a lot of people will definitely, they definitely believe that it looks worse than the original, but like, to me, that game, it was remastered for, at the time, newer systems, but like, it still has that kind of crummy old PS2 grainy texture kind of feel I genuinely love. I really love it. So anyway, yeah, Onimusha 2 Samurai's Destiny. I love the way it looks. It still looks like an old game in the perfect possible way. Most perfect way. It's just HD enough. You know, it's just modernized enough that it's a little easier on the eyes, a little better on my TV, and it's widescreen and all that. But yeah, beyond that, still looks old. I love it. Then we got a new trailer for the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater remake. I have not played the game. I've not played any of the Metal Gear games. All I want to say there is the trailer is so wacky, and I know these games are wacky, and I feel like I've seen a lot of this game. I've seen some people play it. I've seen like speed runs and stuff. And yet even here in this trailer, there are characters popping up, and I'm just like, this game is even still weirder than I always thought that it was, even though I knew it was weird. It's really shaping up to be a great looking remake, though. It does look really, really good. And little Ape Escape thing. Come on, that's cute. That's perfect. I see you, Sony, with the Ape Escape love. I see this. We all know what this means. We all know that you're working on a new Ape Escape. We all know Team Asobi's doing it. Don't try to pretend otherwise. Then we got another trailer for Hell Is Us. It's a little disappointing. It's a cinematic trailer. It didn't really show much gameplay, if any. I want to see more just because, like, it's another game where it's very interesting, and I still don't even quite know what the game is, but the visual style and just everything I've seen, and like, I want to say the first trailer was a little bit more about the like weird, like no face creatures and whatnot, and this time we got like human characters, but even some of them are kind of like freakish and weird, and I don't know. Just a really interesting looking game. I don't even know what it is, and yet like I am intrigued by it. Ooh, what a pleasant surprise. It was such a wonderful surprise. You know, it's a Sony State of Play. I'm not really expecting much for myself, you know, my own personal tastes. And yet, Lies of P Overture. We have been waiting a very long time for the DLC for Lies of P, and boy, it looks like they're delivering. They've not been rested on their laurels. This trailer, it's non-stop. Every single moment of the trailer is like a different, weird, cool new monster. How many bosses are in it? How many new bosses could possibly be in it? I feel like they just showed as many bosses. It looks like a whole game, just in the trailer, just the sheer number of them. And every single one looks, I mean, if anything, it looks even weirder than the original. The original, or the base game, it's got so many weird monsters and robots and whatnot. And yet here, I don't know, it's even more, and it's even weirder. It looks like everything is all snowy. It looks like it's gone back in time or something. I don't know what the actual story is there, but it just looks great. There's even like new mechanics and stuff in there. At one point, you're like blow a horn and it like summons a stalker guy, and then you get a bow. You get a bow in this one. I don't know. I'm super incredibly excited. If you saw my Games of the Year video, you'll know that Lies of P was one of my games of the year. I enjoyed the absolute heck out of it. And you know, I was terrified because they're like, it's coming this summer to PlayStation, and I was terrified it was going to be a PlayStation exclusive or a timed exclusive, but I don't think it is. It's coming to PlayStation, PC, and Xbox. Thank goodness I was playing it on Xbox. So it probably goes without saying that Lies of P Overture was the by and far the highlight for me in this presentation. Just adored everything that I saw. Then we got a trailer for the new Pixel Junk game, Dreams of Another, which I can't even begin to describe or understand. I really don't know. I don't even know what I'm seeing. I've watched the trailer a couple times. Like, you have like it's weird, and it's artsy, and it's contemplative, and it's very philosophical. I'm very into all this stuff. They had like the little philosophical musings popping up during the trailer. Everything is all made of like pixely dots, but like you're shooting stuff and it's like breaking stuff. Is it creating? I don't exactly know. This is another game. I have no idea what it is. Particularly, I do not know what this game is just about at all. Despite seeing quite a lot of gameplay here in the trailer, I still don't get it, and yet I really want to play it. Absolutely. I don't know what this is, but I want it. How does it fit in my alley? I don't know in what way it is up my alley, and yet I know it belongs there. Then we that there was a rumor. You know, Sony's been big on the remasters recently, and then there was a rumor, and a lot of them feel a little unnecessary. And there was a rumor we were getting a Days Gone remaster. It almost seemed too funny, you know? It almost seemed a little too funny, but it's real. We're getting a Days Gone, and you know, I'm not like, I don't know. I don't even think there's anything necessarily wrong with the game. I didn't play the game. It sounds like it was fine. I think it's just a really unlucky game, where like the genre was already kind of tired by the time it came out. It kind of just felt like another one. But I'm not doubting that it's a good game. Maybe it even does some cool stuff. I just know that like there doesn't seem to be like a massive market for a remaster. But at the same time, like whatever, like it's cool. It's an old game. If it has fans, then yeah, remaster it. Who cares? Yeah, sure. You know, I make fun of Sony for all the unnecessary remasters. And if it's true that they are dedicating valuable resources to some of them, which could otherwise be used on new games, then that would be a bad thing. But I don't know, it's probably not usually how these things work. So I'm also just kind of like, I don't know, remaster everything. Who cares? Just do it. Just give us a new thing on the new platform with the good graphics. And they even offer a pretty generous upgrade system. So like, there you go. Sure. And you know what? Obviously the IP is still working in some way. They still want to use it. I learned recently they're doing a Days Gone movie. So, okay, sure. You know, you got the IP, use it. Sure. It's going to be a movie. Now there's going to be a new version of the game. Why not? Blueprints. This one caught my eye. It didn't really go into much. It was a very short little thing. But it says you're in a mansion, and it says you're building out the mansion with a bunch of different shifting rooms. So definitely, I don't know if it's going to be like a roguelike kind of thing where you're doing runs, or if it's just like highly replayable. Not really sure, but I am kind of intrigued by the idea. It's got this like rotating thing, and you go through a door, and then it shows the map. So yeah, you're building out this place, and yeah, I don't even know what like the point is. It's probably like adventure-y. Is it puzzly? I don't know, but it is on my radar. Looks cool. Then Tides of Annihilation. What was the game from earlier? I can't even remember. I described a trailer as like, I'm not sure if it's my kind of thing, but it's really stylish and it looks really high quality. And I like what it's going for. I feel like everything I said about that one also apply, like literally word for word. Tides of Annihilation. In fact, in my head, I think I was conflating the two. This is also just like some kind of big action adventure game, but it looks like really high quality AAA. The visuals are incredible. The style is incredible. Every shot of the trailer is just another weird, fantastical beast or something. Just looks cool. Simple as that. Looks like a cool game. It's got that like really kind of zany, over the top, kind of Japanese style. But then it's also got a little bit more of that, like, I don't know, like, I don't want to just call it Dark Souls for everything, but like just that kind of like grit to it, that element of like that Western fantasy, but it's been taken to a crazy level. And I don't know, it's just like it's an attention to detail, and it's a certain style that just, I don't know, it does something for me. It just looks really cool. Then we got the reveal for the new Housemarque game. They did Returnal, and now they're doing Saros, and it stars Rahul Kohli, which is really cool. I almost exclusively know him from a bunch of Mike Flanagan stuff, you know, Haunting of Bly Manor and Midnight Mass and whatnot. He's really great, though. He's a really terrific actor, so it was cool to, I was like, is that him? I didn't know his name, but I was like, is that him? And it was him. So yeah, the trailer for Saros, it's a cinematic trailer. It doesn't show any gameplay, which is slightly disappointing. However, it does make it clear that this is especially with the little like developer thing afterward, that this is the kind of the spiritual successor to Returnal. So it's not like a direct sequel, but it is gonna be like the same idea, the same like repeating kind of roguelike kind of experience, which is cool. I you know, it was cool it was another one that was cool to see excitement in the chat, because Returnal, it seems was a pretty good game. I still kind of want to play it. It's one of those games where like I go back and forth. I'm still not sure if I want to play the whole roguelike thing where you could potentially make one mistake and lose hours of progress. I don't want to do that. I get too frustrated, but it also looks really, really cool. So I keep returning to it. I keep returnaling to it. I'll probably play it one of these days. So I don't know. It was cool to see a trailer for the new game. Probably going to be pretty cool. And that was the big finish. That was it. And I feel like this state of play, I'm seeing a lot of people saying it was another stinker. You know, state of plays, they're not usually great, but I feel like if you really zoomed in, you know, like if I zoomed in, just the stuff that's interesting to me, you know, I feel like I was kind of lucky. I got the Lies of P trailer, and then like, yeah, Midnight Walk looks really good. Not a lot more for me, but I feel like if you zoom out, it really had a lot going for it. It really, I don't know, it had a little something for everyone. There really were a lot of little important things in there, even stuff that I didn't mention. Like, I don't know, I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like it was a good amount better than average. I feel like I come away from most states of play a lot less whelmed than I was here. I was decently whelmed. I thought there was a pretty good amount of stuff, just depending on who you are and depending on your tastes and whatnot. It's pretty okay. And, you know, now, like, obviously we've got a much clearer picture of Sony and their whole thing this generation. We now know why they just, like, continue to not reveal and release games, first-party game. Now we know why. We know that they were working on a whole lot of live service games, and they all got canceled. Now they just don't really have anything this generation. And so, sure, this presentation did need to lean fairly heavily on like third-party, even multi-platform stuff. But yeah, I don't know. All that to say, I think it was still a pretty darn good showing. There were some good games in there, and yeah, no, it was fun. It was entertaining. So there you go. Have a wonderful day. You're wonderful.